Many homeowners in Arizona are upside down in their homes and their mortgage payments are more than they can afford. So here to discuss some options are Jenny Miller from Property Advantage and Kirsten Schaefer from Next Age Elite Realty. It's good to see you both. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Hello.
This is crazy times right now. People are definitely talking about it. And Kirsten, what do homeowners really need to be aware of if they're in that situation?
Yeah, and we hear this all the time. So really the most important thing is homeowners really need to get educated. There's so much information out there and so much confusion, so many people trying to scam people and do things that they shouldn't do. First and foremost, we recommend that you do talk to either your tax accountant or your attorney because there are some situations that are going to be specific to you, so you really need to make sure that you're aware of those things. In regards to the scams, if somebody's asking you for upfront money, if somebody's, really if it's feeling funny, if they're asking you to deed their house over to you, which does happen,
wow.
Make sure that you're just understanding what's going on. And of course, you can call us or call, the Attorney General's office, even if get some information.
Good point. What are some of the options? Because people hear about all this stuff and they get confused. There's some main ones, right?
Sure, absolutely. There's really 4 options that people can do. There's the loan modification, which many people have heard a lot about in the last couple of years. That is really your lowering your payment via lowering the term of the loan or potentially the interest rate or potentially a principal reduction, which we don't see very often. The next option is the short sale, and the short sale has become very common, especially in this real estate market. It's one of the things that we do quite often. The third thing is deed in lieu of foreclosure, which is basically the homeowner giving the key back to the bank prior to them actually foreclosing. Very similar in terms of what it's going to look like on your credit as to a foreclosure. And then there's of course foreclosure.
And you were talking something about HAFA. What is this HAFA, Jenny?
Yeah, the HAFA program is a new program that just unrolled this week, and it's actually an extension of the original loan modification program that the U.S. Treasury Department had put into place. What HAFA does is it actually allows the homeowner during the short sale process, and it's more geared to short sales, it allows the homeowner to stay in the home anywhere from 4 months up through 12 months. It also offers homeowners $3,000 to relocate once the short sale transaction is complete. That was never offered in the past. And then it also includes a possible out for homeowners where they wouldn't have to have any deficiency judgments or any sort of future ongoing liability, because when you're short selling your home, you're actually selling it for less than what you owe to the bank. So that was a big concern in the past with short sales, but now under the new HAFA program, if you qualify, you could actually take advantage of all those features.
Yeah, which is, you really need to work with somebody who knows what they're talking about with all this legislation and all these new rules. And we were talking about short sales. A lot of people are waiting for the market to turn to try to do a short sale. They really need to be educated about if that's a good move, right?
Right. I hear that all the time. They're questioning whether they should stay in their house and then just wait this market out. Unfortunately, it's nobody has a crystal ball, but what I usually recommend to homeowners is separate it from a financial decision from an emotional decision. Really look at it from the standpoint of today's current market value versus what you actually owe on your property. If you can separate and understand those things, you can look at, I usually tell people if you owe $400,000 on your home and it's worth $200,000 today, even with a moderate appreciation rate of maybe 5%, you're probably still going to be upside down in 10 years. So homeowners really have to understand what makes sense for them and their pocketbook and their family. And if
That's a good point.
If short sale's an option, they should consider that. And that you don't even have to be late on your payments to do a short sale, and many people don't realize that. So the banks are having to consider all different sorts of scenarios.
Yeah, and I know you've helped folks. Give us an example of someone that has really you've helped and has turned out well.
Yeah, we see, as Kirsten mentioned, we see clients that are current on their payment. So, for example, they may be relocating out of state and they just have to sell their home. They don't want to keep it as a rental property or anything, so they need to sell their home. So you can actually be current on your payments. The majority of the clients that we see have tried to take advantage of the HAMP program, which was the loan modifications.
Right.
And it's a very strict program. Only 31,000 people were allowed permanent loan modifications. So the folks that didn't get a loan modification are now 6 months, 8 months, 10 months late on their mortgages, and they're putting their hands up saying, I don't have $15,000 to pull the home out of foreclosure. And we do see a lot of people as well that are actually in active foreclosure, and folks that have a foreclosure date as soon as a week to 2 weeks out, we can actually help them with postponing the auction and attempting to find a buyer for their home.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in that situation. And I know you offer consultations, you'll work with folks. So if people want to get in touch with Jenny or Kirsten, it's very, very simple. You can visit them at 3k2move.com over at Next Age Elite Realty, or call the number that you see right there on your screen and get this fixed as soon as you can.